The first thing I want to talk about is your best friend in the edit, and that is your story structure. Now, in another lesson, we talked about writing out a story structure and how important that is to really being able to understand what the story is that you're trying to tell. Now, you do that actually before you interview and all of that, but at this stage of the game, I think it's really helpful to kind of revisit that story structure after the interview. Sometimes during the interview, things come out a little differently than what you thought they were going to, or there's more of an emphasis on one part of the story that you didn't foresee before getting into the interview. And so it's always good to kind of check back and just regroup and go, okay, is this still the story that we're trying to tell? And so I map out the story structure and go all the way through all the different elements of the story structure so that I have a clear understanding of what the story is that I want to tell. And why that's so important is because that's what you draw on to know what belongs in your story and what doesn't belong in your story. A lot of times you get into all of this information. There's certain parts of the story that were really interesting, and that was a great comment. And they said this comment with great conviction. But how does that get all pieced together? How do I know if this great comment belongs in my story, and how do I know if it doesn't? Well, you know that by having a really great understanding of what the story is that you're trying to tell. And in my experience, the only way to know that is to just write out a story structure. So that's what I start with. I revisit it right before I begin my edit.